Well, just by way of announcement, we'll let everyone, in case there's anyone in the fort who wants to see a demonstration of the musket and doesn't know we're starting one, we'll give them an unmistakable announcement. For those that are already here, I'll fire the weapon for you twice then. Notice what happens here. You've got the burning piece of match. And when you pull the trigger, the match swings down, touches the powder in the pan, and off she goes. Yes, it's kind of loud. Covering your ears is not a bad idea. Preside your pace! Yeah! Fire!
Yeah.
I one time was talking with a group of modern servicemen about the matchlock weapon and made the comment, apparently the erroneous comment, that there is no weapon in the U.S. arsenal that is as user-unfriendly as the matchlock musket. I was corrected. I wasn't sure I believed them, and then they said fragmentation grenade, and then I said, okay, I think about it, think about how the system works. That whole concept of once the pin has been removed, Mr. Grenade is no longer your friend, and thought about some stories that I've heard from basic training, and suddenly realized that, yes, the United States Army does have a weapon that is as user-unfriendly as a matchlock musket. But they have alternatives. They have the wonderful M16, which does not tend to explode. It does not require you to carry burning cord and gunpowder, so it is really a very well-designed weapon. The matchlock weapon, I won't say it's well-designed. It's about as simple a firearm as you can make. But this is the first effective battlefield firearm there was, so it had to be simple. If you were to issue a weapon like today's firearms to a group of 17th century soldiers, you're not going to get the same results as you would hope for. Because, simply put, if a man cannot read or write, it's going to have a hard time understanding how to take the weapon apart and putting it back together. So, simple, 5 moving parts. You lose the lock mechanism, the weapon can still be fired manually. We don't do that, it's rough on the fingertips. The other thing you might not like about the matchlock musket, besides the risk factor, is that, well, it's another kind of risk. It takes 20 to 30 seconds to load the weapon. And while you're loading, well, let me show you. Because of the burning slow match in your left hand, and in fact you're working with a container of gunpowder in the right, it's not a good idea to be looking around, watching for incoming arrows. Best to pay careful attention to what you're doing, making sure that this and this are kept apart. The other thing is, just in the process of priming your weapon, it takes about 10 seconds. The Powhatan Indian does not need 10 seconds to shoot an arrow, does it? You can shoot 2 arrows in that time. So having primed your weapon, you shake off any loose powder and blow off any loose powder. And although I'm loading with a paper cartridge, the Jamestown colonists would have used these as chartridge. Popping the lid off, dump 1 measure of powder down the barrel, draw out your scouring stick, take a bullet from your mouth, ram your charge. Occasionally people will ask us, why do they carry their bullets in their mouth? Well, there's a simple answer to that one. You're a private in any army, your corporal, your squadron leader walks up to you and says, soldier, take 6 bullets, put them in your mouth. Of course you put 6 bullets in your mouth. You were told to. We would really love to know why they told their soldiers to do that. That still remains a mystery. Lastly, cock your match. So the loading process, prime your pan, load your barrel, cock your match. that hard to learn. Much easier to learn how to use a matchlock musket in a couple of afternoons than trying to learn to use a bow and arrow. Also, even though it's a fairly simple weapon, it's still fairly effective. And the light version of the musket, this one here being a caliber, can hit a man-sized target 80 yards away. Powhatan with his bow and arrow can only rely upon hitting a man at 40 yards. You've got a pronounced distance and range, and a huge difference in just raw destructive power. This one's throwing a bullet that weighs 1/20th of a pound, or a 60 caliber bullet leaves the barrel at between 900 to 1,000 feet per second. So up to 100 yards, utterly devastating to the human body. For some reason, the Powhatan Indians do not like bringing bows and arrows to battles when they've got to face the musket. Well, folks, this will be a wee bit loud. You might want to cover your ears.
Yeah.
Peace.